guys, welcome back. Thank you for coming back. If you are new here, thank you for hanging out. Tonight is going to be a first impressions video. They are one of my favorite kinds of videos to do, and I am doing a first impressions of the AdDIPted liquids. And her system is a 2-bottle system. It is a base and top coat in one bottle.
Oh my gosh, man, that's so cool.
You're telling me. And also an activator in a squeeze bottle, which I love. I love activators in squeeze bottles just because of the color transfer and all that kind of stuff. It makes a lot of sense to me. So I am looking at the brush in the base and top coat bottle already, and this is the style of brush that I like. It is thin. It's not the black brush.
It's the squeezer. That's the squeezer.
It's the squeezer. It's not too thick, and I don't know. I haven't even opened this bottle yet, so I have no idea how it's going to perform. I have to fix this hand because I have obviously broken 2 nails. So I'm going to fix this hand. I'm going to get my nails where I need them to be.
Really, really bad.
It did hurt really, really bad. I am going to get my nails where I need them to be to dip, and then I'm going to give these guys a try. And I think I'm probably going to use one of the AdDIPted dips that I got with my...
Mommy, your lipstick looks really good. Your lip gloss.
Thank you.
It's like brighter than mine.
Yeah, because you're not wearing any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My makeup has it.
Yeah.
And I took it off. You took some...
You took all your makeup off today already?
Yes. Probably before yesterday, yeah. But I'm sure I took it off. Look, the candy. Can I eat it?
Yes, you can eat it. You haven't brushed your teeth yet. Okay. Can you go see Daddy?
No, I want to stay here.
Okay. So I'm probably going to use these liquids with one of the AdDIPted dips that I just ordered. One of them being Exotic Orchid. I haven't even swatched these yet. And also Robin Egg. Probably Robin Egg. I've been admiring it since it came out. It's beautiful. I love it. I'm going to cut this off here so that it doesn't get...
I want to tell you something. Tell YouTube at your son is filming with you.
You're not my son, though.
And just pretend, then just say, my daughter is here.
Daughter, yes. This is my daughter. Her name is Oriel James Soundy. Oriel James.
Sandy.
Soundy. Okay.
It's nice filming with you, Mom.
Oh, it's nice filming with you too, baby. Okay, I'm cutting this off. This could go in a million different directions, and I don't know which one it will. So I'm gonna fix my nails. Shh. I'm gonna fix my nails. I'm gonna get them ready to dip, and then I'll be back to do a review of the AdDIPted liquids.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay guys, as I'm waiting for my peel base to dry before I get this started, I'm going to go over the liquid instructions. I know that they are seemingly universal, but especially for a 2-bottle system, I like to go over the instructions that come with the liquids. Clean and prep your nail bed as you normally do. Recommended to use a cuticle remover to prep the nail. Variety of cuticle removers are available on places like Amazon, blah, blah, blah. Using a 2-step system sold as a set separately from the optional top coat we carry. Apply the base top coat 3/4 of the way down your nail. Careful not to get close to the cuticle, so I will do that, even though that's not typically how I do it. Dip or lay your finger into the dip powder of choice. Repeat this process as many times as you feel necessary, each time applying further down the nail, getting as close to the cuticle as possible, but leaving a bit of space between your dip and the cuticle. Normally 3 dips will give you full coverage. If your brush becomes contaminated with powder between dips, gently wipe the brush clean on a clean paper towel before putting the brush back into the liquid. After you've applied your dip, you will then apply a coat of the activator to your nail, making sure each nail is thoroughly covered. Let the activator dry approximately 2 to 3 minutes, so I will set a timer because I'm doing a first impressions, a first try of these liquids. Buff, file your nail smooth to smooth out any ridges. Apply a second coat of activator and allow to dry approximately 2 to 3 minutes. This is necessary to minimize contaminating your base top coat with any activator liquid. Make sure your nails are dry and apply your first layer of coat of the base top coat liquid, or you could use our optional top coat sold separately that has a bit of a thicker consistency for optimal shine. Be careful to gently wipe your brush clean on a paper towel before dipping the brush back into the liquid bottle. You may notice that the first coat starts to web or resemble shrink wrap. That is normal. You will then go back to apply a second coat of the base top coat or optional top coat we carry to your nail to allow to dry for approximately 2 to 3 minutes. Apply cuticle oil, take a nail fee, and post for all to see and enjoy your mani. And there's an asterisk here. It says you can combine our optional top coat that is a thicker consistency to the 2-coat system to essentially make it a 3-step system. The thicker top coat is sold separately. If your brush hardens or becomes contaminated, you can wipe it clean and place it in any brush restorer liquid and follow the restorer instructions to clean and save the brush. Our shop also carries extra brushes for additional charge and are sold separately. Okay, so I mean, it's pretty typical. I will set a timer for both the activator before I buff and after I buff before I start my top coat. But yeah, no, it seems pretty typical of most dip liquids, and I'm excited to see what the scent factor is like, if it is more toxic smelling than most, or if it is less. I'm excited to see how the activator performs because, you know, as you use more brands of activator, you can kind of run into an activator that either dries quickly and hardens quickly, or, you know, not so fast, and that's a little bit annoying. So we'll see what happens here. So anyways, I am doing short nails tonight because I broke this one. So I just made this tiny little tip out of polygel. And I mean, it's these are not my typical nail length, but it's what I'm going to use for tonight. It's what I'm going to have for the next couple days, only because I intend to do a lot of top to bottom cleaning in my house, and I want to have shorter nails to do that. And I'm still loving my polygel system, so I know that if I want to go back to having my long nails, and I just shortened all my natural nails to match the one that I broke. If I want to go back to having my longer nails, I can easily do that with my polygel. I'm not concerned about that at all. What I'm going to be using is Exotic Orchid. It is from AdDIPted Nail Dip, of course, the same brand of liquids that I'm trying for the first time. It is a thermal dip. It is a lovely blue shade when it's cool. It's not really cold down here, but it's cool. And she has actual flower pieces in her dip. This is, again, I tried a few of her dips previously. This is the first time I'm doing a review or a look at her liquids because I hadn't ordered them previously, but I loved her dips so much that I thought I have to try the liquids. I don't know any other nail company that has actual pieces of flower in their dips. So it's a beautiful color on its own, and with it I am going to be pairing a Sparkle & Co color. It is DP204, and I just have a sample of this because I'm Canadian and I can't afford the subscription service because it costs $1 million in shipping and conversion when you live up here. So that's what I'm doing, and I'm probably going to I don't know. I'm going to use the AdDIPted on most of my nails. I might use this as just two. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Again, I'm just sitting down and going to start dipping my nails. I'm going to get the activator open. I have not even cracked the seal on it yet. Okay. Okay. All right. I'm smelling it because that's what I do. I like smell I feel the need to smell everything. And I don't know why. It smells really good. It's another one of those activators that has a delicious smell about it, and I'm not mad about that. I love when activators don't smell like a toxic waste dump. All right. Every time I open a new base and top liquid, I get a little bit nervous because I don't want them to be bad. I want them to be good. I want them to be good for a couple reasons. I want them to be good because I purchased them and I have to use them. And also because it's silly, but I love all of these women-owned companies, these small businesses. I want them to have dynamite product that I can stand behind and tell people that they are awesome and go buy them. There have been very few times, and there have been a couple times, that I've gotten products from these small companies and they just, not that they're awful, they just don't live up to the expectations, and they don't live up to the other small companies that I've dealt with. So I haven't been able to recommend them. I will not openly bash a company, especially if it's a small business. I understand what it's like to own a small business. But I will just say, oh, okay, I tried them. I won't be using them again. If somebody asks me specifically about a product, if there's a problem with it, I will absolutely 100% tell you the truth every time. So it is nerve-wracking whenever I open a new set of liquids because I want them to be awesome for so many reasons. And with that said, I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to go refill a drink. I'm going to kind of just like ridiculously enough calm my nerves, come back, dip like normal, and let you know what I think. I'll be right back. Okay guys, I'm back. I've collected myself. I have formulated a plan for this mani, and let's get to trying. So I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to do a 3/4 layer of liquid and see what happens. This is not a liquid problem. I filed my nails and I didn't get there was a little burr left. Okay. Very first impression. I don't actually smell anything, which is lovely. I smell nothing, which is quite honestly bizarre. I'm trying to smell something. I smell nothing. Okay, I'm not kidding. I had to put that brush straight up to my nose to smell anything. And I think that is lovely because I do get dip flu. I didn't want to admit it for a very long time, but I do. I get dip flu. And it sucks. I am horrified at the fact that I get dip flu, but it is what it is. And I'm doing this without my mask because I wanted to really, really give you guys a very, very thorough first impression. And I had to put the brush to my face to smell it, and that's pretty awesome to me. I'm getting good coverage. I'm getting good adhesion of the flower bits that are in here. See? Which is something I kind of struggle with other liquids, other dips. I don't know if it's the dip or the flour bits that are in it, but it's working very well so far. And like I said, this isn't the usual way that I dip. I usually do full coats. I don't usually do this 3/4 build an apex deal. But I'm doing it this time because that's what's in the instructions, and I want to follow the instructions because you never know. For flour and foil dips, the way I usually use a firm brush like my Little Pony toothbrushes, I don't do that for foil and flour or, you know, other delicate type dips. I will then use a makeup brush to brush excess powder off. Because I don't want to get rid of the gorgeousness that is the flour or foil dips. So. But then you do have to be extra careful not to contaminate your liquids. All right, I'm gonna get a little bit closer to my cuticle now. The liquids are very thin. And I really like that about it. And I don't want to, you know, like jump ahead before I've done a full manicure with them. The only thing that I have a problem with when it comes to thin liquids is as a top coat, typically it is not the best when it's really, really thin. I don't know if that's going to be the case here. I just know that every time that I've used a liquid that is as thin as this so far, the top coat, when you use it as a top coat, it's not as shiny. You don't get that, like, I want to say voluminous. Does that make sense? You don't get like a voluminous type top coat out of it, where it looks like a gel top coat where you have, where it's like taking up space. I don't know. Does that make any sense? I hope that makes sense to people. It doesn't seem like a gel top coat when the liquids are this thin when you're applying. But again, like I said, I don't want to get ahead of myself. I haven't obviously used it for a top coat yet. I'm going to stir this powder up a little bit. I feel like I've got most of the big chunks at the top, and that's not what I want. I should have done this before. I usually do actually stir my dip powders that are either chunky glitters, foils, or flour dips. There, perfect. Okay. So I'm interested to see what this is like when it comes to a top coat. Okay, it's not drying so quickly that I can't deal with a cuticle issue here or there. That's nice to know. That was the first time I got close enough to my cuticle to have to test that. Okay, so far so good. I have no complaints. I'm still not actually smelling anything, which is delightful. I'm going to take this big chunk of flour out, and I'm going to use my nail scissors to snip it a little bit smaller. This isn't a problem. This isn't something that I would fault the dip for at all. A lot of times when you have a foil dip and all that kind of stuff, you find that your little bits of the extra, the exciting part of the dip, are too small. Like a lot of times I've ordered a foil dip, and you know, you see swatches of it and you're like, oh my god, that's so beautiful, it's so cool, and then you get it home and it's like, where the hell's my foils? So having bits and pieces of flour or foil that are too big is not something to complain about. It's pretty awesome, to be honest, that you have to be like, oh my god, these, I have to cut these up because they're just too gosh darn big. Alright. Alright, and I'm going to go in for my last dip with these. And then we have to use it as top coat, and I'm scared because I want it to be awesome. So far as a base, it's amazing because I'm smelling nothing. Everything is going on very smoothly. It's not drying so fast that I can't correct anything around my cuticle. The brush is nice, it fans out well, but it is stiff enough that you can control it as well. Right, I've got all my dips done in the color. I'm gonna do a clear dip over everything, just so that I can buff and smooth and all that kind of stuff. I'm gonna speed through that so you guys don't have to watch it all. Oh, I forgot to mention, I am going to activate with the AdDIPted Nail Dip Activator before I do any clear coating, just to make sure that all the flower bits are adhered and I don't lose anything when I buff. This dropper is nice. It's kind of perfect for foil and flower dips and chunky glitters. It's a really nice dropper. It doesn't seem to be like pouring out liquid. A lot of dropper activators really pour out a lot of liquid at a time and you end up wasting quite a bit. This, I'm finding, is pretty precise. You get one drop when you squeeze and one drop only. Okay, now I'm gonna let the activator cure a little bit and then I'm gonna go in and do a dip of clear and buff and file, and I will come back and show you guys the top coat. So I'm going to cut it off here and be back in a few minutes. Okay guys, I'm gonna buff these now. I just wanted to stop in quick before I just show you doing the top coat, because it has come as a bit of a shock to me about these liquids. I don't smell anything at all. Like, I can kind of smell the sweet smell of the activator, because it has a bit of a bakery smell to it, but I don't smell the top coat, base coat combo at all, and that is very rare when it comes to dip liquids. Like I said, I get dip flu. I usually wear my P95 mask when I'm dipping, unless I am in the middle of talking while I'm filming, which is also why I do voiceover quite often for full dip videos. But I don't smell anything. I'm not sneezing. I'm pretty, as the kids would say, shook. I am shook about the fact that there is no odor to this dip base and top so far. So I'm going to shut up. I'm going to finish buffing my nails. I'm going to speed through the rest of my buffing and come back and do the top coat with you guys. But it has just kind of occurred to me that I'm not sneezing and I haven't been wearing my mask at all. Take that however you want, but I'm impressed. Also, I wanted to say I'm filing by hand because my Sally's has been out of puller blocks, buffer blocks for the whole pandemic, essentially. And so I'm filing with just a regular nail file, like a pilgrim would have done their dip nails, I guess. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to activate again. I'm going to wait the required, according to the instructions, 2 to 3 minutes. I'm going to wait exactly 2 minutes and 30 seconds before I start my top coat. I'm going to get a fresh lint-free wipe ready to go, and we'll see how this performs as a top coat, because so far as base coat, I am hella impressed. Oh, and for anybody wondering, I am drinking Shubi, which has the coolest can I've ever seen. It's a sour raspberry IPA. I don't like IPAs, but I bought 2 of these to see if I like the sour IPAs. I don't, but I'm still gonna drink it. Okay, I'm gonna use it as a top coat. So let's see how it does. This is kind of the defining moment for any two bottle system. It makes me nervous. All right. Not gonna lie, I'm kind of noticing my brush getting a little bit stiff. But as I brush it off between dips, between returning it to the bottle, that does seem to resolve it. For a minute till I see that it has, you can kind of see, my pinky has done it. You can kind of see how it gets a little bit textured, like shrink wrap, like the instructions say. You can see it's, so that means it's ready for its second coat. And whenever I do a second coat, I always do it pretty darn thick, where I'm just sort of floating the liquid onto the nail, so that you get a nice glossy finish. That's usually how it works. Or I'm not fanning the brush out at all, I'm just applying liquid. The brush still, honestly, is getting a little bit stiff on me, but because I don't need to, or because when I do top coat, I don't need to fan it out. I have found that if a brush does this on excuse me, on a top coat, by the time you're finished and when you put it back into the bottle, by the time you go back to use it again, it's fine. It's nice and soft. But as you've seen, I have been wiping it off between going from nail to bottle, so there's no real contamination issue, but I don't know, can you see on here? It is separating a little bit. But let's see how the finish on the top coat is. I may do a third coat because I've found with so many dip liquids, you can in fact do a third coat, and with many mix liquids, you get that glossy gel top coat shine when you do a third coat. Because I am seeing on my pinky finger, I'm getting a little bit of wrinkling. I don't like that. I'm applying this as I would any other top coat. I will never endorse something, as you guys know, that doesn't work very, very well for me. I'm gonna do a third coat now and see what happens. A lot of times, dip liquids, if you do a third coat, you get that crazy, crazy glass gel top coat shine. You do have to let it dry a little bit longer than you would normally, which, I mean, it kind of stinks because part of the lure of doing dip nails is that your top coat is cured within, you know, like a minute, 2 minutes. But if you really, really, really want that glassy shine, I mean, you know, invest another 3 minutes to let a third top coat dry. And that's what I'm doing, and I'm hoping that that's the case, because like I said, I hate having to say like, oh, you know, I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't buy this if I were you, especially when the company is owned by somebody who is so sweet. And she is, like, it's just, but I still won't tell you guys to buy a liquid system if I don't think it's awesome. So I'm gonna let this third coat dry. So far it has solved the wrinkling problem that I had on my pinky. It's nice and shiny, and it doesn't look wrinkled at all anymore. It just looks shiny. So I'm gonna let this dry for another 3-4 minutes before I come back and give you guys my final thoughts. But so far that third coat seems to have solved my problems, which is nice. It's good to know. It's good to know. So yeah, I'm gonna let these dry. I'm gonna cuticle oil myself all up, and then I will come back and let you guys know what I really, really think. First of all, though, this exotic orchid dip is gorgeous. It's a thermal. I'll show you guys pictures at the end of it. Hot and cold, and you know, all the in-betweens. So I'm gonna end this part here. I'm gonna let this dry thoroughly. I'm gonna put some cuticle oil on, and I'll come back and let you guys know whether or not I think you should buy these liquids. I'll be back soon. Bye. Okay guys, so what do I think of the AdDIPted liquid system? It is a 2-bottle system. I just had to look it up on my phone again to see how much I paid for this. The 2-bottle system, which is the base and top coat in one, and the dropper bottle of activator. It is $20, 20 US dollars. And is that a deal? It absolutely is, because typically you're spending approximately $10 per bottle with a dip system. That means you're usually spending $30 US. And for me up in Canada, that is a lot of money. 30 US dollars with the exchange is probably, I would want to say, like $38 right now. And then if I put shipping on that, most places charge anywhere between $7 to $15 for shipping, and that again is US dollars for me. So I'm usually maxing out at around $50 Canadian for a dip liquid system. So with this being a 2-bottle system, $20 US. I don't remember how much she charges for shipping up here, but I'm still coming out way ahead considering I have a base and a top coat in one and an activator. And I did purchase these liquids with my own money. I bought the dips with my own money. None of this was like promotional or anything like that. Do I think they're worth it? Yes, I absolutely do. Do I have any dip flu right now? No, I don't. I am still shocked at the fact that I have to like open the bottle and stick my nose into it before I smell anything. It's and it's not even an offensive smell when I get my nose like right in there. So do I think these are awesome liquids? Yeah, I do. Do I think it needs a third coat on the top coat? Yes, I do think that it needs a third coat on the top coat, which isn't unheard of, and it's certainly very common when it comes to the 2-bottle system, because usually you need your base coat to be a little bit thinner so that you're not building up a super, super bulky nail, and that makes sense. So does it need a third coat to make this like glassy shine of a top coat? And it is a glassy shine after 3 coats. Yeah, you do, but does that bother me? No, it doesn't, because I'm saving a boatload of money, especially in Canada, with a 2-bottle system. Her dips are gorgeous. This exotic orchid is so pretty, and I'm not even mad that I have short nails because it's really, really a pretty dip. So I'm going to take some final pictures, put them at the end of the video, but as a first impression video, as a would I spend my hard-earned dollars on this again? I would absolutely, because it's thin as a base liquid. Everything is very even. Like, I didn't have any massive chunks, which is crazy for a flower dip. Everything went on very smoothly. I have no complaints as a base liquid. The only complaint I have is as a top coat, and It was a little bit wrinkly on that second coat, but yeah, the third one, and it is, it looks gel-like, and you'll see that when I take some photos and put them at the end of this video. So, so far, AdDIPted nail dips, I have no complaints. I love all the dips that I've tried so far, and I now love the dip liquid system. So definitely check them out. I will put a link to the shop down below. I don't have any discount codes or anything for you guys because, as I said, I've spent my own money on this. I'm not affiliated with the company at all. I just wanted to try out a new dip system, and I am thoroughly impressed. So I'm going to put all the information down below. You guys can check them out. Her dips are super unique. She restocks, I'm pretty sure it's on Thursdays at 4 or 5 p.m. I don't know. I'll put that information down below as well when I find it out, when I remember, and put it down below. So yeah, check her out. Her dips are amazing. They're unique. The dip liquids are awesome, and I have no complaints. My nails look pretty bomb. I'm never going to do that again. I apologize. I will see you guys on the next video. I think my next video is going to be potentially a first dip of Glitter and Grace powders. I don't know. I just ordered a couple of her powders, and they're gorgeous, and I want to use them, so I might as well film it. So that's what I'm going to do. Okay? I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for hanging in. Bye.